What a dang mess, huh? Everything. Anyway, good morning. It's Saturday, January 20th. Yeah, I mean, I have mower. I need a bigger garage. I keep saying that, I'm like 150 subscribers short of, I guess, getting paid on YouTube. And I don't know how much they pay anyways. I can't imagine it's a whole lot of anything. But what I wanted to come here and discuss real quick was carburetor issues on snowblowers specifically. Live here in the Northeast PA, and ever since I can remember, carburetors have always been slightly problematic for people of all different areas that use snowblowers, Midwest, whatever. People in the Midwest probably use them a little bit more regularly because it snows more regularly out there. And I do apologize that this thing does not zoom in. I'm going to try to give you just a quick gamut or run over, and I'm sure there's thousands and thousands, if not millions, of different videos out there regarding carburetor operations on snowblowers and crap like that. So, you have your fuel inlet. A lot of people, they'll let gas sit in their carburetors. Everybody's like, "Oh, I run it till it's empty." You're not running it till it's empty. Do you see? I don't know approximately how much fluid's in there. I guess I could one day go ahead and measure it out and have that discussion. But you see that crap in there, that brown tinning. That is gasoline that's been left in there too long. And what happens is when you leave that gasoline in there too long, the components inside, like your emulsion tube, get clogged up, can no longer feed fuel into the intake of your machinery. And other things that happen here too, like this particular setup is one of the worst ones. Probably one of the worst ones you can have, because they don't give you an adjustment here. This is it. That's your idle pickup. That's it. That's your fuel pickup. You have no options. The bad thing about these components is they get brittle, and the rubber pieces break down over time, and then you have to either rebuild the carburetor or buy a new carburetor. So this is the easiest thing to do in most cases, because it is. So if you already got it apart, you might as well go ahead and just replace the carburetor. All right, and buy your carburetor off of Scamazon, and they're not bad carburetors made by the children under the sewing machines, and the country that's taking the most money from the consumerism side of the United States or other countries. But the like what I just saw on Reddit last evening, as I was getting ready for my peaceful slumber, a gentleman said, I had a snowblower. It's like the dog's in there whining like a goat. You could hear the machine kind of stumble a little bit. So this is an idle pickup, all right, fuel pickup. This will adjust out how much fuel is being brought into your emulsion tube, and in this case, this one has a brass emulsion tube in it, which is nice. They're nice. Make for life a little bit easier. And the other thing about this aftermarket carburetor, or Chinesium carburetor, is that it is a replica of this particular brand. The issue that some of these carburetors have, like the one that I had on Nick's snowblower that's over there, which is like an Aaron's, I think, or something like that, with a Tecumseh engine on it, is that some of these float bowls do not have a relief valve or a relief button. And these are replaceable as well. These relief buttons, the aftermarket ones, come with these nice little relief buttons. But if you hear it stumble, or it runs on starting fluid, then you want to go ahead and start fiddling with your idle pickup screw or your fuel pickup screw. And they turn it out, you give it more fuel, turn it in, give it less fuel. So What I typically do is I will choke the unit, and I will turn this in, softly seat it. That dog is a pain in the butt some days. Softly seat it, and then turn it out a full turn and a half. This is going to be more than a turn and a half, but just for an example for you, prime it, give it a couple primes. Sometimes the gas may overflow onto the snow, concrete, pavement, wherever you have it at. That's because this little hole here, the float bowl has filled up. It is purging the excess of gas that doesn't need to be in there. But give it a start then. Try to start it. If it runs on choke, that's great. Try to take it off run. So we're choked here. So when you're choking it, you're blocking it and allowing more suction from the inside of the carburetor here. And there's all sorts of Action Lab or whoever it is out there has a great explanation. See through, he went through how carburetors work. I'm just really here to tell you that if it runs or on starter fluid or it stumbles, and you push a purge button like here on the bottom and fuel's flowing out, then the issue is most likely, drop that, your fuel mixture screw or idle pickup screw or fuel pickup screw, whatever you want to call it. Like in plumbing, there's 6 different names for the same dang joint, but like I said, some of these units just have this, and if you have just this particular item and you are not running, it is because you're missing the important parts in here, which is a small plastic cap, and then there should be an orange I guess it would be called some type of orifice of some sort or another, or needle. It would be it's just an little orange plastic piece that fits down in there, and then the same thing on this side. You would have this orange tube up in here, and this whole gamut of stuff with the plastic and the orange, I guess jet, I guess we call it a jet, plastic jet, the orange plastic jet that would go in here would fit up in here. So this would seat, sorry, I was trying to do this in under 5 minutes, and with a camera that would autofocus, this would seat, dang it. Anyways, now that's lost in Never Never Land. That little plastic black piece would seat up against the bottom of the emulsion tube though, and then you would have that jet, that little orange jet that sits in there, and unfortunately this orange jet is missing at this particular time, and that would provide the correct fuel ratio for starting your unit. If you can't start the unit and you have that fixed thing of the fixed bolt, fuel or carburetor float bolt at the bottom, that is most likely your issue. Your emulsion tube probably has some rotted out rubber O-rings in it, and or some clogs in it. And I have shown people this so many times, I guess, on this channel. If you have a sandwich bag twisty tie, you can go ahead and jam that sandwich tie after you strip the insulation off it, or B or E guitar string. You can cut a piece of that off there and jam it up in there to clear that emulsion tube. As far as pulling these out, I mean, this is a tool specifically from Tecumseh. It's not necessarily made for pulling these out, but it works. This tool is actually made for pulling out the needle seats. Let's see if I'm fine without tearing that one apart. Well, I don't think I have one sitting around here that has a needle seat laying around, but we can go over this carburetor too, because this is a similar carburetor you can find on carburetors or snow blowers as well. And I guess maybe we'll just open this one up a little bit further. So if you pull the pin here, it will drop this float out. behind that float is a seat as well, and then you use this tool in there. Again, you can go out on the YouTubes and they'll show you all sorts of different things. These carburetor float bowls, same thing. Not the right float bowl for the bottom, that's most likely, but fits in the bottom. Usually that angled bolt sits out towards the operator if you're looking at the unit. This angled bolt or short bolt is actually for draining the float at the end of the, or the the gas out at the end of the season, or if you run it out, you want to make sure that you drain that remaining gas. Again, same thing. Now this uses a brass emulsion tube, which is nice. The jet's built into that, and you can take, again, a sandwich twist bag and strip the plastic ends off of it. Usually I have a bunch of them around here, just clean this inside out. Be careful with the carburetor or the float bowl on the, or the float on these, because these needles do tend to get squirrely and disappear quickly. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. We'll do my best to answer them. Have a great day.